Welcome into the show. Good morning. Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. 6:07 is the time, September 24th. Good morning, Lou. St. Louis. We are in the house, all St. Louis, all the time. Vic Faust here. Grant Salzman with me this morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Glad that you're with us today.
Good morning, Vic.
Never know when you're going to pop up. You are, because the Cardinals have like 8 of the all-can-do guys, right?
The utility man?
They have 8 utility men and nobody who can do the main job.
Oh.
Burleson is like their number one player. Who would have thought Burleson is like their best player? Am I wrong?
I think he's their best player. Maybe Donovan. So you said I'm the utility man that can't do the main job, though?
Nope. Let me finish. I was finishing up.
Okay.
Because when we were growing up, obviously it was, as you know, Jose Oquendo. He was the man.
Mm-hmm.
The secret Swiss knife that could do everything. Grant Salzman will host you a show. He'll produce a show. He'll write a show. He'll jump in on the news. He'll jump in on the sports. He'll work with men. He'll work with women. He'll do Mizzou. He'll do Illinois. No, I shouldn't jump on Illinois.
I don't think you should put me that low.
But you work with them. I mean, you work with people with Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean, you do everything. So I show up today and Grant's here, and I love it. And it's a good thing. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Vic.
Normally,
glad to be here.
If people don't know, you catch him on Mondays. Isn't it Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 10 to 11?
Yeah.
Doing all
today.
the Mizzou shows. And then I jump in with Grant on Mondays for that show, which is the MIZ STL show. And of course, we talk about Mizzou. We talk about some of those things that are going on, all in the world of MIZ STL ZOU. You could be the MIZ STL ZOU show or the MIZ ZOU STL.
That's a little too much.
There's
only so many.
Get that out of your mouth. We're here Mondays through Fridays, 6 to 8 a.m. Arch City Now, all about St. Louis all the time, all the news headlines, kind of everything rolled into one. I was asked by a friend of mine yesterday. He's like, well, you kind of do everything, right? And I'm like, yeah, we cover anything and everything St. Louis, whatever, food, music, entertainment, news headlines, sports. If you want to talk politics, headlines, water cooler talk, anything that gets you up and rolling all throughout the day. And it's a fast 2 hours. We affectionately call it the fastest 2 hours in news and podcasting. And then if it's not that good, then we can call it the fastest 2 hours of news and podcasting from 6 to 8 a.m. And then if that's not good, we can call it from 6 a.m. in the St. Louis area. And then if that's not good enough, we'll say located from Kirkwood in the J. Randolph Jr. studios. And Grant looks at me like,
it's pretty good.
God, this guy's lost his mind.
It's pretty good.
We will lessen ourselves as far as we need to find ourselves at the top of whatever food chain that we put ourselves into. It's all about perspective, my friend. All about perspective. Life is about expectations, right? Life is all about expectations. If you get married someday, my friend, life's about expectations. If you get a job, a different job, whatever, life's about expectations. If you're a Cardinals baseball fan, if you're a Cardinals manager, if you're the Cardinals GM and president of baseball operations, as John Mozeliak was,
yeah, he's got a little more time.
You learn that life is all about the expectations of the people you surround yourself with. John Mozeliak surrounded himself in the baseball mecca of the world, and things were good for a while. Then they fell down. He did an interview last night with Fox 2. We'll talk about some of the things that on his way out, John Mozeliak. I never interviewed him because when I came back to St. Louis, I was working with news, but our kids went to get school together. Our boys did. They went to Chaminade. So I'd see him at the parents' events and said hi to him a couple times, and we talked, and we compared our bow ties. And could you see me wearing a bow tie?
No.
Do you like my bow tie? Isn't it very nice?
I could not see that.
So anyway, we love to get you up in the morning. Like, subscribe, share the show, jump on in. You can do it on YouTube. For those who've been watching our show on Facebook and X, we're going to get that back up for you. Trying a new thing here at the J. Randolph Jr. Studios in Kirkwood. We still have that studio in Chesterfield as well, but we're glad that you get in with us today. If you want to jump in, if you want to talk to us, you can do that on YouTube. We'll take your comments. And of course, anything else that you guys want to let us know, anything St. Louis, We're here, all St. Louis, all the time on a Wednesday. Sun isn't up this morning yet. It is dark 30 in the Lou, but from a weather standpoint, could have some more rain today. If you haven't seen that yet, not a lot of sunshine. Showers could be on the way throughout the day, light rain. However, tomorrow, supposed to be lots of sunshine. Temperatures really, really nice as we're in the first few days of fall. Try to enjoy that. I did see, are you a big Halloween guy? Are you a fall guy, Grant Salzman?
I enjoy the fall, but I more enjoy what comes with the fall.
What is that?
As in the football,
that's
and
right.
the weather, and I don't know if I'm the biggest Halloween guy ever.
Mm-hmm. I used to love it. I've kind of come down a little bit off that.
I feel like it's fun once you have kids again. It's fun. It's fun when you're growing up, but now at my age, it's like it's fun. Like you can go out and stuff, and that's fun. But like Halloween's fun again when you have other people.
You're right.
That you care for dressing up and stuff.
That's a good point. You are too wise beyond your years. You need to leave. You need to go have some fun. I'm convinced. I don't know if you're having fun here.
I'm having fun.
Okay. I want you to have fun because
I'm gonna have a lot of fun this Halloween.
You're a grown-up adult already at a young age. Why are you gonna have fun this Halloween?
I'm traveling to Pittsburgh to see a Steelers game on Halloween this year.
You're a Steelers fan?
Huge Steelers fan.
I did not know that. Well,
look at my keys, Vic.
I have not talked to my friend Brian Rooney in a while, but maybe I need to give Brian a call, see if he can hook you up.
Oh,
Brian's dad, the chairman of the board, they're the Rooneys. So
okay,
yeah. So his grandpa, was the one who started the team. So
they're over in Ireland this weekend.
Oh, really? So Brian and I became friends when I was in Detroit, and his dad was chairman of the board for a long time. I don't know if he still is or not.
Dan Rooney II, I believe, is chairman of the board.
That's uncle.
Yeah,
and so Brian, who went to Florida State, but he's at almost all their games, takes the family. He invited me several times to come hang out with Steelers and be down on the sideline with the Steelers. Turned him down several times because it was a busy time of my life. Then when I called and reached back out to find out the last time they were in Kansas City, then when I started to reach back out, it was like, well, I don't know if we're going to be there or we'll go. Maybe I'll try to hook up with Brian somehow.
Yeah, maybe you can hook me up. But we have tickets, but
the thing I loved about Brian, here's the thing. People can get frustrated with the Steelers and how the consistency has always been there and how they'll stay with coaches forever. They've had like 2 coaches in 100 years.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Three coaches,
They've
right?
had 4 coaches in their history.
I mean, it's freaking crazy.
At least since the Super Bowl era.
But I love when I talk to Brian about the consistency of the Steelers and how they look at it from a board standpoint. They want to do things the old-fashioned way, the old school way, how businesses were run in the 1900s. I'm not kidding you. And so I wish you the best with the Steelers and things that are going there. Well, you had a lot of success for a long time.
It's frustrating in my lifetime.
And I hope you're an Aaron Rodgers fan.
He's not. He's better than Russell Wilson. I'll say that.
Yes, he is. Aren't the Steelers 2-1?
2-1.
That's
Can't
right.
complain.
They are. That's
you
right.
Find ways to win.
Same way as my Detroit Lions, who are 2-1 as well.
And that was fun.
The Lions, yeah, they've got that's a good statement win that they had. Coming up on the show today, lots to talk about. Love it when you guys get in on it as well. Cardinals get in. They won again last night. Here they go. You wait and see. Are they going to finish? They're 2 games under 500. That to me has been like all they're playing for quite some time. It's like, are they going to finish above 500 so that they can say we didn't have a losing season? They got a chance to sweep the Giants tonight. They won a slugfest last night, 9-8. Of course, they're not going to win a pitcher's duel. 9-8. The aforementioned Mr. Burleson had a game-winning hit. That's how you know. I mean, he's a good player. He's not like a really good player, but he's a good player. But he's doing well. Brendan Donovan had 4 doubles. That's it. But I don't look at those 2 as cornerstones to go win a World Series. Not even close. So it's a big win in regards to having success as you end the season, because right now it looks like, who knows, they may finish the season on a heater and finish 500. 1 game tonight. They'll take tomorrow off. Then they're in Chicago for the weekend to take on the Cubs. And who knows what will happen there. It's just unfortunate. Last game of the season, or last series of the season, you're in Wrigley, and it means absolutely nothing. That's a shame, especially for people who probably paid premium ticket values to get to that game, thinking that something could really be on the line. And of course, now it's not. Whatever is happening in your neck of the woods, your town, we always love the shout outs for whatever businesses, charities, events that are coming up. The high school crowd contingent, you can give us a shout out for your kids, yourself, whatever. We love to promote the hometown pride, whatever the case is. High school football tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday. Mizzou with its homecoming on Saturday as well, if you haven't gotten into that yet. Allegedly, the game sold out against UMass, which is impressive. If you're going to have homecoming, or if you're going to play UMass, I guess you do it on homecoming to try to get some extra people to get to the game. But the weather's supposed to be absolutely amazing again. And I've always said it, and I'm a homer to Mizzou. You get about an hour and a half, maybe 2-hour drive, maybe, depending upon what part of the St. Louis area you're coming from and what traffic, to go spend a day in Columbia in the fall with what it is now. And I was watching a video clip on a gentleman who does an SEC show, very popular. Grant, you may have seen him, talking about when he came to Mizzou for the football weekend. And I don't know if it was the Kansas game.
It was. I know who you're talking about.
Did he have a beard?
Yeah, it was the Kansas game.
I can't think of the name. But he literally, right out of the gate, is like, people, you want to say that Missouri isn't SEC? He's like, they're more SEC than other schools are SEC.
His name is Matt Mitchell.
Oh, that's right. Matt Mitchell breaking it down. He was not paid to say what he did. He was not given any special favors to promote Mizzou. Just talked about the tailgating, the passion, the spirit, the facilities, the success on the field. It's a great time. Am I a Mizzou homer? Yeah, 100%. But I'm also telling you, people who I've gone with go, wow, it's a good time up here. And it is. Which one's my cough button? Do these work?
I don't know.
Let me check.
They don't work.
Okay.
Do you need to cough?
No, I just cleared my throat. I already did. So anyway, Missouri with their homecoming game. Did you see what the point spread was for that by chance?
I believe it's 43 and a half, something like that. A lot.
I think I'm going to take the under in that game. That's your Vic pick of the week. Or not the, I'm going to take UMass in the points, even though I predicted on Monday the score would be 56-3 with you.
Let's see.
I think Missouri is going to come out of that game. They're going to rest. Well, but forget it. They're back. I mean, their third string running back rushes for 100 yards when he plays.
Minus 44 and a half with the over under being 56 and a half.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is as of right now.
Okay. All right. That is what it is. We can talk Mizzou from that standpoint. Does Illinois still have a football program, or did they close the program?
I actually think they shut it down, and
I
all
heard
their players went to the CFL.
There was a rumor that Illinois was shutting their football program. I'm going to really upset some people.
Sad to see from such a storied, historic program.
Yeah, the last time I played Illinois, we didn't get a first down. Circa 1994 against one of the best defenses I've ever seen. They were dominant, but that was a bummer. See the Illini fall as they did. We are Arch City now, here till 8 o'clock. Of course, Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. The former St. Louis Blue Cam Jansen, and of course, Jim the Cat Hayes, Cardinals broadcaster. Then on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and it is a Wednesday, the man sitting next to me, Grant Salzman, hosts the MIZ STL show, all things Mizzou, all the time. Do you know what you're doing yet today, or is it just kind of?
Yeah, we're talking Mizzou. We're going to talk a little more SEC.
Do you have Brendan with you today?
Brendan will be with me. Hannah Barton will be with me. Should be a good show.
And by the way, is Hannah's who joined us on a post-game show
Yes.
from South Carolina, right?
Yes, she went to South Carolina.
Yeah, she really was bummed out after that South Carolina game last Saturday. I had a lot of energy and excitement, and I just saw the look on her face, and I felt really bad. I could have only imagined what she was feeling because I watched the game of the South Carolina dude, and this guy was so I mean, he was just.
This was supposed to be their year.
Oh my gosh, he was. I felt that feeling before, a long time ago, pre-Eli.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Other things that talking about today, it's not just from a sports standpoint. Don't do this. Just not a great idea. Allegedly, it's a story local Fox was doing. Drivers driving around with fake plates. Not plates that they're stealing from other cars and putting on. Not plates that are old and outdated and not legal, but fake plates, meaning you order them online. Order fake plates. And some of the names, and not only fake plates, but personalized fake plates. Let's not stand out or anything.
That's crazy.
We'll get into that. One of my, let's just say, 3-letter friends in the St. Louis area who contacted me about the Golden Apple Buffet. Literally, there were trafficking going on, and the kind of which people being brought into the country illegally, being brought into the St. Louis illegally to work and being forced to work. That was the Golden Apple Buffet in St. Charles. That was raided a couple of weeks ago. That restaurant, super popular over in the St. Charles area, that's reopening now. I told you we'll talk about the end of an era with John Mozeliak, where the Cardinals go from here, and what kind of expectations. That's the word of the day: expectations. Where they go from here. Explore St. Louis says that 2025 brought more visitors to St. Louis than ever before. That's something you don't hear every day. Do you believe it? We'll break it down. I'll give you some of the quotes from that standpoint. Also, the weather, maybe not so great today, but the rest of the week after that looks absolutely ideal. It looks gorgeous. Really, really looking forward to that from that standpoint. Also, if we get the video working, because I know you and I are working for a team is the first time being thrown together at the last moment. It's kind of like, who's the Steelers' backup quarterback again?
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, I was just Mason. What do you think of Mason Rudolph, by the way? He just kind of sticks around.
He's just good enough to where he keeps getting back quarterback jobs. He's just good enough.
I'm like Mason, and you're like whoever the backup running back is.
Kenneth Gainwell. They got a couple. Guys.
If we can make the video work, I caught this video. It blew my mind. A high school football player from Michigan. When a play ended, he went and threw himself up in the air, landed on an opponent, not even near the play. He broke the kid's spine.
Oh my gosh.
What do you do with that?
I don't know.
You would see happened in Stevensville last week. Yeah, I won't. I'll let you guys decide if we can get that video, make it work. Robot umpires. I know I'm going to maybe upset some people in the sports world. I think it's a controversial topic. Mr. Salzman, I'm all for him. And
I like it.
I'm new age. I don't want this where you don't know where the strike is. I grew up in the 90s watching the Atlanta Braves get the benefit of the call just because they were close. Oh, no, we've dictated what the strike zone is going to be just offside the plate. So if that means we hit what we want to hit, you have to call it a strike. The Atlanta Braves are a fake, phony institution of baseball because they got away with that BS for so long. Oh, well, if we hit our spot, it should be a strike. BS. I watched Greg Maddux, although I love a great pitcher. Glavine, all those guys do that BS.
And you're over it.
The Atlanta Braves would never have won a title if we had umpires that were legitimate like these computers. So right now, save the tape. If it doesn't work, okay. But I'm all about real strikes being called.
But it's not all robot umps.
No.
It's just that you can challenge a call.
You can challenge a call. And you know what's going to be happening? This. Because you hit your head. Like, want to call? Don't they? I thought the players
Yeah,
kept
that's
their
what you
hat.
gotta do. Yeah.
It's crazy what umpires, and I'm sorry, umps. I thought about trying to get an umpire on, but I thought that I would really upset them if I started to talk like I talked. I umped in high school, and I called freaking balls and strikes. Not offside the plate. If it's a ball, it's a ball. And to me, it was pretty damn simple. Simple. Now I know it gets elevated when you have balls doing this, like wiffle balls, whoosh, whoosh, because some of these pitchers that
Or coming in at 100 miles an hour.
exactly. So let's just let the computers do it. Let them do it.
Did you happen to see what happened to the ump in the Cardinal game yesterday?
No, I didn't.
It was about it was the first inning, actually. Thomas DeJacy got a single to left field, and his bat completely shattered. And he's left with just the handle as he's doing his backswing, and the bat breaks off and hits the ump right in the neck.
I did not see
and like
that.
in the face. Then it hits the catcher. It got everybody. But the ump was lucky. If that goes shards in,
Yeah, you're in trouble.
yeah,
I agree.
that could have impaled him in the neck.
How are we doing on time? Is it break time yet?
We're getting there.
Okay, we just wanted to make sure. So I'm all about these umpires doing their thing, but I'm also about being able to get balls and strikes the way that they should be, the way that it was meant to be, so that there's never any doubt. And maybe I'm hurt Cardinals fan from 85 and hurt Cardinals fan from the 90s watching the Braves get strikes that they shouldn't be, and then batters being forced to swing at pitches that are outside because you know the umpire is going to call a strike. That's really not a strike. But I'm not angry or anything. We're ready to rock and roll on a Wednesday morning. Thanks, everybody, St. Louis. We are rolling. That's our first segment already. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. We are all St. Louis all the time. Vic Faust here, joined by Grant Salzman. Also, if you want to check in, you can do that on YouTube. Check us out, Art City Now on YouTube. If you want to make comments, you can. We'll get those out on the air or bring another story up that we may not know about. Jump on in. We'll do that. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. We'll get into those fake plate stores when we come back. We'll also talk about the St. Louis tourism. More people come to St. Louis than ever before. Really? I like it. We'll see. Back with more right after this.
Hot Take Central 2.0.
Now it's your
Wednesday morning, Vic Faust here, Art City Now. Grant Salzman alongside today, helping produce the show. Good to see you, Grant, as well. 6:35 is the time. It is September 24th. We are officially a few days into fall. How does it feel, St. Louis? So many people love the season of fall. Also, sun's starting to come up, or at least the light of day coming up. Not necessarily the sun. It's supposed to be kind of a gray day again throughout the St. Louis area, which is just fine because lots of sunshine following. Next days, highs in the 70s, maybe an 80, I guess, by the weekend. Sunshine, so it should be quite nice. What's up in your neck of the woods today? If anything's going on, give us a shout out. Talk with us. We get the Lou going every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us from that standpoint. And then in the hole on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You talk about batting in the hole. It's Grant Salzman, MIZ, STL show. I join him on Mondays when we talk Mizzou. Grant continues the party on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 to 11 a.m. All things Mizzou all the time. If you haven't checked it out, do so. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't know of anybody else that does more Mizzou coverage than us, who gets the interviews that we get and also the perspective that we do here at luinfo.com. And if you want to check out the other programming on all of the stations, you can go to luinfo.com, at least when I talk about the stations, when it comes to all of the programming slots that we have 24/7 here. It's always a big party at the studios, no doubt about that. Grant Salzman in the mix of that. Okay. We talk about the rain. Grant Salzman told me he's not a big Halloween guy for a young 20-year-old.
Whoa, I didn't say that.
Isn't that interesting how us in life can hear something and then say what we thought we heard, and it's really not what the person meant or said, or I heard wrong? That happens a lot. I'm telling you, communication is at the forefront of all issues. That's why I ask lots of questions a lot of times. So I made a mistake.
I enjoy Halloween.
Just maybe not as much as you once did.
Yeah.
Because you're single without a family.
Yes.
Because you don't have a spouse or kids.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
See, it's kind of like it's still fun, but it's kind of like Christmas isn't as fun as it used to be.
Ah,
yeah.
Yes,
the magic isn't there. Now, Halloween has some other things added on to it that as you get older, you can go out and celebrate, but you can kind of do what you do around Halloween anytime if you really want to. So,
so it's just not the same dressing up if you're by yourself.
Well, it's not the magic of Halloween isn't there once you're without children.
Okay, I got you.
Or you're not a kid anymore.
I've seen some houses setting up since July for some
people get fired up.
No. The reason that was on my mind was I saw that the drought that we've had throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, believe it or not, pumpkins. It's affected the pumpkin patch. I was like, what? What? Because of the drought? Yep, that's what's happening. Apparently no rain because the pumpkins, like anything, vegetate, they need rain. They need rain. And right now, we'll see where the pumpkins are. I did see some pumpkins last week. Where did I see them in the store? I think I was running through Walmart or something. Had to run in. Had to get a couple of those toiletry things. But anyway, the local pumpkin supply is lower this year. Apparently, some local farmers say that there's a reduction in the pumpkin harvest because of the dry conditions. Uh-oh. I remember a few years ago, we had so much rain that, okay, here's the lining, the silver lining in the shadow of doubt. Pumpkin patches are going to be rolling with pumpkins. So the pumpkins may not, I don't know, if you're getting pumpkins and you're going out and doing the hay rides and going to the pumpkin places, you may want to get there earlier this year because the good ones may be picked over. Just saying. It's a possibility, but that's what happened because of a lack of rain. We are Art City Now. We cover all things all the time, all about the Lou getting you up here in the mornings till 8 o'clock. We move fast. We love it when you guys jump in. By the way, I haven't even looked at our YouTubes. Do we have any comments in the YouTube? I just try to be very cognizant of that, and I'm not right now.
My mic's off. Someone said good morning.
Okay.
Benjamin Kane.
Okay. Good morning to you, Benjamin.
Or Khan said good morning.
Benjamin Khan, good morning to you. Thanks for jumping in on YouTube. And by the way, we'll be back on the show with Facebook and X in days to come, just kind of working through some of the kinks when it comes to a technical standpoint of being in a different studio right now. But hey, jump in. Let us know. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. The phone number, 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. Okay. Driving with fake plates. Fake license plates are being bought online and noticed throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Now, I know, and if you've been a person, and I'm going to admit it, there's been times where I was still driving, didn't get my plates when I had temp tags. And if you didn't know, temp tags will be a thing of the past in the state of Missouri in the next year. You're going to pay for everything right there when you get your car. It'll be a little bit more, but you won't have to deal with it later. You won't have to go to the DMV. And the state of Missouri gets a whole lot more money that they say they're losing out in state taxes. Okay. So with that being said, probably not a good idea to be driving around with an intentional fake plate. Probably. But the fake tags can be mistaken for legit ones. They're sold online. So the local Fox went on and did a sting, if you will. And I thought this was funny. I was reading through their article. Somebody had a plate that said quiet. Okay. You're going to notice a plate that says quiet. Why would you ever in a million years have a fake plate that said quiet? Does this mean you're getting really tricky? Oh, it's a personalized plate. There's no way they'll run that plate. Well, not only did they notice a motorcycle with the plate called quiet, then they spotted another plate on another car that also said quiet. This one from Texas. However, police told the Fox that quiet is registered to a Nissan sports car, not a Ford that they saw, and certainly not a motorcycle. So this is going on. One of my favorite movies when I was growing up, The Girl Next Door. You may not even know that movie.
I know it. I've never seen it.
Okay. One of my favorite lines ever from that movie, Mr. Young Grant Salzman. The line that comes up, and this kind of older, prickly guy telling the younger guy who has all these ambitions in life, basically, you got to figure out, is the juice worth the squeeze?
Oh, I have heard that line.
Is the juice worth the squeeze? For him and a woman, as he tells later when he's getting an award, the juice is worth the squeeze. She was worth it for him. The juice was worth the squeeze. Fake plates, probably not. The juice is not worth the squeeze. Not only can you get fined, but you go to jail. It's not worth it. But police say they're finding these fake plates, I call it intentional fake plates, all over the area. Why? Everybody needs money. Is it really that expensive, over the top? Is it? But you also have people doing it because there's a violent crime, what they say, nexus in the area. So a lot of that can be done on purpose, not just trying to avoid a financial loss, but on purpose so that you can't be found. That's why it's a big time issue. This was also pretty interesting. Missouri already has a record of uninsured drivers. 2023 Insurance Information Institute found that Missouri, the show me state, baby, the 6th worst in America.
Wow.
It's another reason why our insurance rates are so high. Theft, accidents. You know, people in Missouri don't know how to drive, right? I hear that from people in my life all the time. I hate the drivers here. Almost 21% of Missouri drivers uninsured. 21%. Hey, if that's you, I get it. I get it. I'm not calling you out. I'm just telling you what the stats are, the facts are. Just be careful, whatever you're doing out there. So I credit Fox for doing this. They caught up with the Ford driver. So they found who had the quiet plate. Mm-hmm. The one from Texas. And she wasn't charged with a crime, but they asked her why. They were protecting her identity. She didn't answer. The driver didn't answer. And so they asked her again, what was going on. The driver said, "You better get away from me."
Oh.
She said she claimed it was a legal plate. And then she's like, "I'll have my boyfriend come out if you all don't get away from me."
I'm sure he's scary.
And then she walked away. That's the kind of news that you could use. There you go. I like that. Let's go get reporters in some real trouble. Been there, done that. Holy freaking moly. But allegedly a lot of people doing these fake plates throughout the St. Louis area. So now it's like you wonder, it's like, okay, where do you buy these things? Where do you get them? What do you do? Just not a good idea. Not a freaking good idea to do. If you want to jump in on that, you can. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust here. I've got Grant Salzman alongside helping make sure that we run the show as smoothly as possible. 6:46 on a hump day, September 24th throughout the Lou. What's happening in your world today? What stories are going on? What's the water cooler talk? It can vary from community to community. National stories that get localized, we talk about that as well. And of course, take your calls if you want to give us a call. The phone number there, 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. We get to the stories now. We also we take a look at them also back in the 7:00 hour as well, just making sure that we're covering everything that we should. I wanted to get into this story too, because we all know we want to see St. Louis do well, because we're all St. Louis, city, county, suburbs, lots of counties. Explore St. Louis, who I really think does a pretty good job. They really do. If you're not familiar with them, check them out. They say so far in 2025 that the city, in quotes, or area has brought in more visitors than ever before. So you hear that, you're like, what? Is it wrong of me to say? I mean, your eyebrows go up when you hear that, right?
Well, especially for 2025 when nothing new, there wasn't a new attraction really that I can think of.
Brad Dean, he does a really good job. He's the president and CEO of Explore St. Louis. He says tourism's booming, but no director of tourism is ever going to tell you things are bad, ever. Hey, how are things going? It's all right. Hey, how are the sales going? They're great. Everything is wonderful. We're killing it. Brad says, Explore St. Louis hotel bookings. So we want facts. Anybody can say whatever. Let's hear some facts. Let's see the black and white. Hotel bookings have increased in the previous years, and major concerts were packed due to tourism. Like, okay. So he says, quote, as we change the marketing, digital and new market, I think it just shows the importance of St. Louis as a very affordable and accessible destination. I could see that. That makes us a premier visit in the Midwest. Okay. I can think of 3-4 other cities in the Midwest that probably have more to offer than we do. And I'm not trying to be negative about it. I'm just realistic, very realistic. I get the city's affordability would be good. We'll see. So official Brad Dean and his staff say that the city's affordability may not be enough, though, to bring in visitors next year for 2026. They say that the reason for that is the predicted outlook for next year doesn't look good. They say that the prediction is because fewer large conventions have been booked. That's the flip side of these conventions are booked years in advance.
You think of that big convention that had Southwest so backed up?
Oh yeah, was it Latter-day Saints or
it was some religious convention? I don't remember which one.
Yeah, it was, and I don't know if they're coming back or not. I don't know. I mean, passengers were back about a half mile out into the street, damn near to Highway 70.
That was bad.
The gate.
That was bad.
Dean says this is a challenge, not a crisis. Meetings are booked years in advance, as I was talking about. But this is something that's been happening in St. Louis that we talk about. And you can't get better at anything in life unless you admit the problems. If things are good, great. Talk about it. If they're bad, you got to talk about it. You can't push it under the rug because that dirt's not going anywhere. It's there. You got to talk about it. Get out in the open. The dust will fly up in the air. Deal with it. We already know. So the headline is, more people for 2025. The problem is we're at the end of 2025. We're in the final quarter. And it's like that baseball team, the Cardinals. Let's say you're tied and it's the 7th inning, 8th inning, and you've already used up all your bullpen pitchers the last 4 or 5 days. And you look down at the bullpen and there's nobody. And you're like, who are we going to put in? This is not looking good. That's St. Louis right now for 2026. There's nobody in the bullpen. We got to get somebody in the bullpen. One of the events, though, that was helping fill the gap in 2026 is the ATA Spring National Tournament, the American Taekwondo Association, Grant. The best martial arts teams from around the world coming to downtown in 2026. That's pretty darn cool.
That's pretty cool.
I like that. And it's not anything that's really been in St. Louis that I remember from that standpoint.
Yeah.
They found that it was the perfect fit because there's a lot of facilities that work out well and a lot of people in the area and the region really into martial arts. It makes sense to me too. I guess I get it. And then we have some infrastructure that works for them as well. So that's good, but you got to have more than one. And so many people had that conversation. Oh, you got Chicago and Nashville and Louisville. And these other places in the quote kind of Midwest where even Oklahoma City coming into the frame now where you got to have the hotels and be able to make things work. So anyway, I'm hopeful, trying to stay positive. But when it comes to that, you've got to get the conventions. And that's where money going into the Americas or going into the Dome or a new facility somehow, some way. There was a lot of Rams money that was sitting around for a while, but then a tornado hits and then they start sending it there and other. I digress. I don't want to get off track too much. Oh my gosh. We'll see where we go. So just keeping track with it. We'll see where it goes. This is Art City Now. You can follow us on YouTube right now. Art City Now on YouTube. We'll be on Facebook and X in days to come. You can also join the show by calling us 855-282-8255. If you want to jump in on the chats, you want to get a quote out there, we'll do that for you as well when it comes to YouTube. You just go to YouTube, join us at Art City Now. And of course, I'll get that out there for you. If there's any stories that are going on that we haven't talked about, or the stories that we are talking about, jump on in. Let us know. We'll get those things going for you. Have a conversation with us. You can have a conversation with others who may be watching as well. Cardinals last night got the win. That's 2 in a row in San Francisco. Slugfest 9-8. Brendan Donovan had 4 doubles in the game. It's always fun to watch him play. I mean, he's been probably the most consistent Cardinal since he's been here. No doubt about it.
Tough to argue with that.
And maybe the offensive MVP, Burleson, pretty good year, surprisingly, shockingly. Started off not so great, but there he is. He's right there swinging it till the end. Had the game-winning hit last night. Good to see that. They'll finish up that series in San Francisco tonight. Take a day off on Thursday and then start looking towards the end of the season. And they're playing the Chicago Cubs this weekend. Cardinals will finish up and then they'll be done. Blues, by the way, did you see? I've talked about this. People are continuing, fans to go out and just watch practice. I mean,
they're fired up.
I talked about this yesterday. I'm like, just be careful with our expectations for the Blues. Our fan base is so hungry for a winner since we've struggled with St. Louis City SC, and we're a 3-sports town. We are. And I love soccer. I'm a football guy that grew up loving soccer in St. Louis. I was convinced I was big already. And then I played soccer my whole life. So then when I started to play football, it worked out well for me. But Soccer's growing, but it's not a massive television sport yet. It's just not. I wish it was, but it's not. So we have soccer. Hasn't been so great yet. We're hoping they can get back, because when they're winning and scoring goals and doing well like they were their first season, it was electric to be at the games. Loved it. We need to get that back. I do trust what they're doing over there now. I do. It just sometimes it takes a while to start from scratch, get the right people in place. But now we're putting all these expectations on the Blues as if they're a Stanley Cup contender. Are they? I don't see them as a Stanley Cup contender now. I hope I'm wrong. Where's Cam? I'll ask him when he gets in. Is Cam saying they're a Stanley Cup contender?
I don't know.
I don't see
I
them.
bet yes.
I don't see them being that way yet. I think they're a little bit too young, but our fan base, man, we're like, maybe we're not. Maybe that's just my opinion that everybody or a lot of people think that they're supposed to win the Stanley Cup, or we're just so hungry for a good product, a sports product, that we're showing up for preseason practices at Centene during the middle of the day.
Don't we work?
I love our fan base, and I love Blues fans, and we are passionate in St. Louis. When I traveled around the country, I'm like, the Rams were not our fault. Don't even start that BS. You go look at the attendance when Kroenke was putting a BS product on the field and we were still showing up. I don't want to hear it. So anyway, Art City now here. Give us a call, 855-282-8255. Still lots to get to. Jimmy Kimmel was back on air last night. Not in St. Louis, not on 70 television stations across the country. 70 said, And that was after some comments were made regarding the assassination of one Charlie Kirk. We'll try to play his sound for you if we can find it. New place coming downtown in Eatery. Get into that. How about the robot umpires? Yep, we'll talk about that as well. And get into anything else that you guys want to. This is Art City Now. We are your Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at LouInfo.com. Grant Salzman's alongside. I'm Vic Faust. We'll be back with more right after this.
Find your thrill around every corner in the all-new Audi Q6 e-tron. Now at Audi Kirkwood. Drive one home with 0.99% financing for 72 months. Elegance, power, comfort, all in one extraordinary SUV. And with the $7,500 EV tax credit going away September 30th. Get yours now while you can still save big. Visit Audi Kirkwood on Manchester Road or shop online at AudiKirkwood.com.
Hey, Kat, summer's winding down, but I keep thinking, my backyard is weak, man. I need a pool and maybe even a fire pit.
Cam, you know who can handle that? Merrimack Pools and Outdoors. They're a family-owned St. Louis company, been doing this for 25 years.
They do more than just pools, right?
Oh, yeah. Patios, outdoor kitchens, sport courts, fire features, the whole outdoor package. They'll design it, build it, and make it look amazing.
That sounds like trouble for my neighbors when I start hosting barbecues with the boys.
Exactly. And here's the best part. Free consultations, smart pool features like LED lighting and spa integration, financing options, and they back it all with a lifetime manufacturer warranty.
That's legit, and you know I like local. They're licensed, insured, bonded, and based right here in St. Louis.
If you want the ultimate backyard, head to SplashSTL.com.
Hit up SplashSTL.com for more information and receive a free salt cell included in your package, a $2,000 value. SplashSTL.com.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu.
But don't freak out.
Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves, like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News, I'm John Summers. The U.S. Secret Service says it stopped a network with the potential to bring down phone communication in the New York City area with world leaders gathered at the United Nations. Scott Pringle has more on this story.
Matt McCool from the Secret Service says authorities have dismantled a network of electronic devices that was used for threats against senior U.S. officials. It also had the potential to disable cell phone towers.
These devices allowed anonymous encrypted communications between potential threat actors and criminal enterprises, enabling criminal organizations to operate undetected.
Authorities seized hundreds of servers and 100,000 SIM cards from several locations. All are within 35 miles of where world leaders are for the UN General Assembly in New York.
President Trump says European nations are being invaded by illegal aliens. He criticized European immigration policies while addressing the United Nations General Assembly Tuesday.
I'm not mentioning names. I see it, and I could call every single one of them out. You're destroying your countries. They're being destroyed.
The president told leaders their nations are going to hell. He warned them immigration is destroying their countries. Trump highlighted the U.S. southern border, saying the U.S. has successfully repelled a colossal invasion. The man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump in Florida is found guilty. A jury found Ryan Ruth attempted to kill Trump while he was playing golf at his Palm Beach golf course when running for re-election last year. Ruth reportedly appeared to try to stab himself in the neck after the verdict was read in the courtroom. He was found guilty of attempted assassination, assaulting a federal officer, and felon in possession of a firearm. Sinclair Broadcast Group and Nexstar Media Group are not resuming airing Jimmy Kimmel Live across their ABC affiliates as the show returned last night, but talks with ABC are ongoing. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 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 855-SHARE-40.
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown and Crouppen.
So what's his handle?
GetBC.com.
You're gonna need lawyers, right?
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961. People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Well, what do you know? Good morning, St. Louis. Let's rock and roll. It is 7:06. It's September 24th. Vic Faust here, Arch City Now. Grant Salzman alongside. Good to see you this morning, my friend. By the way, following us today from 8 to 10 o'clock is Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster, Jim the Cat Hayes. And then at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock today, you've got the man sitting next to me, Grant Salzman, hosting the MIZ STL show. That show is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 to 11 o'clock, all Mizzou, all the time. If you're an alum, if you like Mizzou sports, if you like great interviews, if you like exceptional content, check the show out. And it's really, really outstanding on Mondays when I'm there. So anyway, I digress as Grant gets a smile. And of course, that's what all about. We're just trying to have a good time. All Mizzou all the time. By the way, it's homecoming. And it's the University of Missouri that began homecoming. It's not Illinois. It's not anybody else. It's the University of Missouri. We began homecoming, and it's homecoming. You go to your little dances all over the place for so many years because of what Mizzou did. You freak out about tuxes and cummerbunds and flowers and dances and parties because Mizzou began homecoming. Just reminding you. And it's homecoming this week at Mizzou as they take on UMass. That is not necessarily the party. The party's going on all day. Weather should be fantastic. If you're going to Columbia or if you haven't been there, you should check it out. I know many of the games are sold out, but you can still get tickets and just going there to enjoy it. SEC tailgating has amped up over the years. It's a terrific experience. And if you don't know anybody, ask a Mizzou fan. You may have a friend who goes. Check it out. Fantastic time. MIZZOU. Missouri's got it rocking and rolling, ranked 19th and 20th respectively in the polls. They've got UMass. They're going to win this week. Somebody else is going to lose. They'll jump up before they host Alabama in 3 weeks. Not this week. Then they have a bye week. The following weekend, Alabama coming to town.
Crimson Tide.
Roll Tide not. MIZ Tide. That's what I say over them. So we do all things St. Louis all the time here. We take you to just before 8 o'clock. So glad you're with us. You can jump in on YouTube at Arch City Now. Chat with us. Let us know what's happening throughout the St. Louis area, what's happening in your world. Love to give shout outs for people, businesses, charities, whatever, events that are coming up. Anything that you want to share. What's the water cooler talk? Maybe there's something that's not being talked about that should be talked about, or giving your compliments or your opinions on anything that you want to from that standpoint. Okay. We had a fast first hour. We'll get into that again. We're going to talk about the balls and strikes being called by computers, or at least being verified upon batters and teams' request. That starts next year. I'm a fan. I'm a proponent of it. You may not be. I do not like this. Well, the traditionalism of the game, how you say. No, the strike zone should not change from game to game. Just because one human being, and we're prone to error. We're humans. We're going to make mistakes. And no, anybody that says, well, I'm already getting into it. I'll wait to get into it in just a little bit because I get so damn frustrated. But you know what? No, we'll talk about it. It's on my mind, Grant. Coming in 2026, and here's the issue that I have. Humans make mistakes, And it's not fun for me if my team lost because of a human error. Oh, it's part of the game. You get to argue. No, it's not fun. Not if I'm investing time, emotion, money. And I know people will say, well, sports are sports. They don't mean anything in life. And you hear people say that. Yes and no. Once again, yes and no. So if you're going to spend time, if you're going to spend money, if people's careers and livelihoods are dictated upon some of these calls, then yeah, let's do our best to get it right. So it was approved. The automated ball strike system for 2026. It's been tested in the AAA since 2022. And I love it. So the stadiums are going to be outfitted with cameras, and they'll track each pitch and judge whether it crossed home plate within the strike zone. So the early testing, umpires wore earbuds and would hear ball or strike, and then they'd relay it to the players and the fans, just like they normally do with their hand signals. So the challenge system adds a wrinkle here. So human umps are calling every pitch, but each team has the ability to challenge 2 calls per game. This is where they screwed up. Teams that burn their challenges get 1 additional challenge in an extra inning. And a team retains its challenge if successful. Similar regulations for big league teams with video reviews were first used for those home run calls. This is a great thing, but it's also a bad thing. You got to get more than 2 a game. You just do. Think about it. So only a batter, a pitcher, or a catcher may challenge a call. So you can challenge whether you're on offense or defense. And you do it, as I was talking with Grant earlier, just by, tapping the top of your helmet that you want assistance from the dugout, or you want assistance from, but the dugout can't tell you. Like an umpire or player, they can't do it. It has to be made within 2 seconds as well. And that's not an issue. If you're a batter and a ball's way outside, you know it immediately. I mean, you're already making millisecond decisions on whether you're swinging at a pitch or not that's traveling between 90 and 100 miles an hour. So Major League Baseball estimates the process averages 17 seconds. That's another kind of, you wished it could be a little bit quicker. So the time and 2 a game. So the strike zone, actually called by big league umpires, tends to be in an oval shape. Allegedly, when you look at it, more of an oval is how they call it. This is going to be more of a, I guess you would call it more of a, like a rectangle. So there'll be some adjustment, but the rectangle is kind of what's in the, like in the rules, kind of in the rule book. So I am for this, but they could have gone a whole lot further, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
So you want it to be fully automated? Every single striking ball?
More than 2. I mean, if I look at that, maybe 5.
You get 5 challenges?
Yeah, I think you need 5.
But if you use them, do you lose them? Or if you get them right, do you keep them with 5?
If you get them right, yeah, I'd have to say, yeah, that's a good point. Probably keep them. But with these, with the 2, let's just keep it on a to be determined basis where we can continue. As long as you've got the availability, if you're right, to use them throughout the game. If you're wrong, fine, you get them wrong. But you've got to be able to have them throughout the game. You've got to be able to go to that if you haven't screwed up.
And that's what I think why it's only 2 and that you have to be right. They don't want guys challenging the 1-0 count pitch that was borderline in the 3rd inning with no one on in the middle of July.
That's true.
Like, they want it to be in high stakes moments, a walk, an important pitch, a strikeout.
So you get 2 and you get to keep those as long as you can continue to challenge.
Yes.
Then I'm fine with that. Major League Baseball says that the plate started with a 19-inch width in 2022. They said it then dropped to 17 inches.
Yeah.
So then they raised, let's see. So then that matched the width of the home plate. Okay, I found it. The top of the strike zone was 51% of a batter's height in 2022 and 2023. Then they raised it to 53.5% in 2024 after pitchers complained. The bottom of the strike zone has been 27% since 2022. It was initially set at 28%. So it's the umpires, it's the computer system, it's the fans. We're all a part of this. Where's it going to go? All I know is I'm glad to have this implemented in the game. Yes, did Major League Baseball speed up some games with the pitch clock? Yeah. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. Could this possibly slow it back down a little bit? Maybe. But I think it's worthwhile. I really do. Would love to get your comments from that standpoint. Anything that protects more of the integrity of the game, I am for. 100%. And like I said, I still have PTSD. Forgive me. From a sports standpoint, PTSD, not making fun of PSD, but from a sports standpoint of watching Atlanta Braves pitchers in the 90s become Hall of Famers because they refused to throw the ball over the plate and got calls on the outside corner just because they hit the pitch or they hit the spot that they wanted to. Had nothing to do with it actually crossing the plate. Oh, they hit the spot right there. Do you know anything about baseball? It's like, give me a break. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Grant. If you had to live through those days and you didn't, watching Atlanta Braves pitchers do what they were doing, it was wrong.
I'd understand.
Glavine, Smoltz, not a lot of fun. No. So, that's why I like this. And you like, and, you know, I joke where there's a lot of age between us. You like this, though.
I like it, too.
Nice. Nice. I like that.
They're using that Hawkeye system. What'd you say? Is it 7 seconds or 17?
At most 17 seconds.
Yeah.
That needs to be improved.
Because, like, you can look literally, like, if you ever watch tennis, you know, I was watching the U.S. Open a little bit.
Great call.
They have it within seconds.
Yeah. 5 seconds.
The chair umpire will get the buzz on their watch, I believe it is, or I think they might have the earpiece too, that automatically says if the ball was out or in on those borderline calls within seconds. Like, that's what the baseball needs to be. I think they're using the same system, so we'll see.
So we will see it come to play, but and it's really interesting because people who are around my age and older, I find more people who don't like it.
Yeah.
And people who are younger do like it. And maybe I'd be different if I didn't have my Cardinals getting screwed over by the Braves for so many years. End of story. Let's do things the right way. Okay. I digress. 855-282-8255. Once again, it's 855-282-8255. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. Grant Salzman's alongside. We are your Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com, and you can check louinfo.com for a list of all the programming that our network has when it comes to all St. Louis all the time. Glad you're with us each and every day, jumping in, letting us know the stories and headlines and water cooler talk that's going on all throughout the St. Louis area, and also stories that are national stories that can be localized. Are we able to show, or did you even have a chance because you're busting your rear end over there, my friend? Did you see the football video that I sent you?
I did. I don't think we're able to show it because it's a YouTube video and I can't quite download it.
I'll try to find it somewhere else from that standpoint. But you were able, at least from an audio standpoint, to get the Jimmy Kimmel, correct?
Yes.
And I wanted to play it just because it became such a huge story. We talk all things. Most of the time we're trying to be happy, positive, look through an assassination of somebody, political pundit or not a happy story, but it was a massive story, still a big story, especially after Memorial on Sunday. And Jimmy Kimmel was suspended for a while for making comments that were deemed extremely insensitive to a man who was just assassinated. ABC ended the suspension and he came back to air last night. But in St. Louis, you did not see Jimmy Kimmel because Nexstar and their owner, or the CEO, Perry Sook, said, no, we're not showing Jimmy Kimmel. We're not going to play him. And
you want me to play his monologue and then we'll discuss why? Why he's not on here and elsewhere?
Yeah, 70 TV stations. So here it is.
Because I have some questions for you being in TV. I want to get some understanding for other people.
70 local TV stations around the country owned by 2 ownership groups would not have him on last night. But Jimmy Kimmel, believe it or not, was tearing up, and you'll hear it. And here's his response to coming back on last night. The comments that he made, we don't have to go back all through it, was regarding the shooter or alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated, and that's why he ended up being suspended. So here's Jimmy coming back on last night, opening monologue addressing the situation.
The 57-year-old apologised for comments relating to the death of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, which meant his show was taken off air.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it. I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual.
One person who is not happy about the program's return is the US president, who posted his frustration on Truth Social. I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that this show was cancelled.
Okay.
That's a news story right there.
Yeah, that's a news story, and we let that play through from that standpoint. Great. I'm glad you're able to get that on. Thank you so much, Grant. Jimmy Kimmel was clearly, that wasn't an act. I mean, that was true emotions for whatever reasons, you name it, whatever. That happened. So it happened. He apologized. He's back on, and you go from there. Was he ever, in my humble opinion, going after Charlie Kirk or his family? No. He was going after conservatives, which is what he's always done. I've never understood it, being in comedy late night. I don't know why they insist on getting into politics. They shouldn't. They did. This is what can happen.
My question for you is, so how it works is Disney owns ABC.
Correct.
They're the conglomerate that owns it.
Correct.
ABC has,
they produce the show.
Hundreds, thousands of stations
Correct.
across the United States, and
those are called local affiliates.
They rent out basically the airtime to the local affiliates. Now, there's certain things that have to be played on ABC affiliates. There's certain national, like on NBC, for example, basically every NBC in the country plays Sunday Night Football.
Correct.
That's like a mandate. That is how NBC makes a lot of their money. I'm sure when they have the Olympics, there's certain coverage that has to be played.
The local affiliates want it.
I agree they want it because but I'm saying
advertising.
But I'm saying they have to at the same time. Now, is Jimmy Kimmel not a national? He doesn't have to be played, is what I'm.
No, the local stations can choose what they want, but you never want to not have a national program because that's where advertising dollars come from.
So Nexstar's probably taking a hit by not playing.
Yes. Well, you would think so. It all depends on what their alternative programming is.
Which I don't know. I don't watch ABC at 10:30
Nexstar
ever. So.
And Sinclair.
Yes.
Nexstar and Sinclair are the two affiliates that own 70. So you're talking about 70 markets around America, ABCs, that did not play Jimmy Kimmel and are still refusing to put the Jimmy Kimmel show on. And they have that right. They just have to decide how they're going to make money if indeed those shows were making money.
So it's not a mandate then to play shows. It's if they wanted to, if they made money, they could play local programming 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
But they're not dumb. So when ABC has the ESPN College Football Game of the Week, they make a lot of money by airing.
Of course they do.
So eventually
And
it could
it's sold
be
out.
if they're straining their wallets by not playing Jimmy Kimmel, that might break them.
Let's say, and this isn't a shot at Jimmy Kimmel or late night comedians, but ratings are extremely, extremely low. Jimmy Kimmel's ratings are in the basement. They are, even for late night TV, in the basement. Late night TV was not doing well. I mean, you had a show that I didn't even think that was that funny. A lot of people love it. Gutfeld on Fox News. They came in to kind of compete in that area. It's not the same. And all of a sudden became #1 most watched in the evening, blowing out the
I've never even
others.
heard of that.
Gutfeld on Fox News. He's kind of a comedian. I don't find him funny. whatever. But he came in and just like that took over the number one late night ratings. So if Kimmel was producing tons of money, maybe CEOs look at it differently because money is what makes the world go round.
But he's probably still making more, even with lower ratings, than whatever the local programming, probably rerun you're running is.
Good point.
So that's what
Just
I'm saying is
depending upon what they're
eventually,
running.
after a few months, if their ratings are even worse with the local, maybe they'll go, okay, we can.
Well, and it was a one-off, but last Friday when Kimmel was off, what Nexstar did was they aired a tribute to Charlie Kirk in place of, and I was told they sold the heck out of it. But that's a one-off. You can't do that every night.
Yeah.
But they made a whole lot of money.
I'll be curious. I want to look at the guide tonight and see.
Yeah, check it out. It's interesting. I mean,
I'm curious what they're playing instead of it.
I don't know what they had on last night. Heck, MIZSTL show would be a perfect spot.
That might be expensive.
Yeah, well, let's see if they could sell it. That would be really, really good, at least from our standpoint. But that's where the whole Kimmel thing gets into play. They can pick and choose what they're doing. I don't know if they're losing money, making money, staying still, but they're quote standing on business when it comes to listen. Somebody's assassinated. There's no jokes, and then that's where the First Amendment rights come in. Can you really say whatever you want regarding the assassination of a person, whether you meant something or not? That's what people are trying to figure out right now. Where does it come into play? Where's First Amendment rights? And if it's bad, then why would somebody want to watch somebody who is saying something like that? Or is politics so at play where one side hates the other so much that you're like, I don't care, get him back on, or people are like, I hate what he says, keep him off. Those are the things that start to play. So that's where it is. Kimmel's back, but you're not seeing it in St. Louis and 69 or 70 other total ABC markets around America.
I bet by the end of the year, he'll be back on here.
Yeah, I agree. I would have to say so. But he did seem sincere. I mean, I don't know if he's losing money. I don't know what's going on with the contract and so forth. But it was a big story nationally. And then we were just localizing it from that standpoint where, you're just not seeing Kimmel in the St. Louis area. And it is what it is from that standpoint. So if anything happens, obviously we'll keep you posted. We'll let you know and follow any developments from that standpoint. So there it is. If you guys want to jump in, call, give your opinions, you can. Phone number is 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. You can also jump in on YouTube. Go to Arch City Now. Follow us at YouTube, Arch City Now. Give a comment. Let us know what's happening in St. Louis, what's going on with you guys. We'll certainly do our best to keep things following up with you and promoting St. Louis as best as we possibly can. We are your Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. I'll try to effort some of that video of this Michigan high school football player and what he did. See if I can make this work, because the video for our people on YouTube you can watch. Not the same if I just tell you what happened, but we can certainly try to figure that out. Also reviewing some of the stories that we already went through from that standpoint today, and anything else that you guys want to jump into. Show's rock and rolling. We're moving fast. We got one more segment left. Don't go anywhere. This is Arch City Now. Once again, the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. We're back with more right after this.
In your city with Kelly and Gordon. It's the hottest happy hour in STL radio. A high energy, high impact weekday radio show blending relationship values, celebrity buzz, community love, and sharp business insight. This is where storytelling meets strategy. It's the pulse of the city, bringing the energy, stories, and voices of STL to life. In your city with Kelly and Gordon. Weekday afternoons at 4, only on the Lou Information Station.
Buddy. What do you say, buddy?
Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rearview.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Buddy, you don't get much better than this.
Yep.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. GetBC.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. A St. Louis area man has been sentenced to federal prison for leading a $1.2 million fraud scheme. 28-year-old Malik Jones gets 3 years and 6 months behind bars after pleading guilty to bank fraud and aggravated identity theft. Checks were stolen from the mail between March 2022 and October 2023. Many fraudulent checks were flagged and rejected by banks. The giant penguin statue stolen from the 21C Museum Hotel in St. Louis has been found. It was tracked to Madison County, about 90 miles south, with the help of a GPS device. The statue went missing on Sunday. Police said no charges have been filed, and the statue is back where it belongs. The Osage Nation Historic Preservation Office has reacquired Sugarloaf Mound. The sacred site is believed to be the oldest human-made structure in St. Louis and last Native American mound. It was built between 600 and 1200 AD when Osage people inhabited Missouri. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Hey, we're showing LouInfo.com weather update. More showers and scattered thunderstorms today into tonight. We could see frequent lightning and some heavier downpours. High temperatures today will be into the low 70s. 50-50 chance of showers and storms tonight. And overnight low near 60. Isolated showers on Thursday. Otherwise sunshine, a high near 75. We end the week on Friday with lots of sun, a high low 80s, and we'll be in the mid 80s this weekend. I'm meteorologist Sally Russell for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Tired of the mess? Let's fix that fast. St. Louis Closet Co. delivers custom designed closets, locally made and professionally installed. From master closets to mudrooms, we do it all right here in Maplewood, Missouri. Support local, get organized, feel amazing. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Buddy. What do you say, buddy?
Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Buddy, you don't get much better than this.
Yep.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu.
But don't freak out.
Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey, what do you say, St. Louis? Welcome back into the show. 7:36 is the time. All St. Louis all the time on Arch City Now. Glad you guys are with us. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the mic is, I don't know, it's like it lost the tension and it falls. My mic feels shame right now. That's all good. We are ready to rock and roll. Grant Salzman alongside Vic Faust, Arch City Now. Take you every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former Blue, Cam Jansen, and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They follow us every day from 8 to 10 o'clock.
Robert Peterball says, good morning, St. Louis.
All right. Good morning, Robert. Thanks for jumping in from our standpoint as well.
Glenn J. Thompson says, Gutfeld, great show.
Oh, there you go. And you'd never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it.
So you can check it out. Different concept than the comedy.
I recognize Gutfeld, obviously. It's named after him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a late night show.
Well, there you go. So he's got a late night show, and that was on the heels of the Jimmy Kimmel story and his comments last night. Still not on in 70 plus markets around America, but ABC did allow him back. So if ABC affiliates wanted to air him, they could. And Grant asked a great question. Just because a TV station is, quote, ABC does not mean that they're owned by national ABC or national NBC or national Fox. They have ownership groups. And Nexstar, which owns Fox 2 in St. Louis and KSDK now, do not play that. But they would have played it on ABC. But that's how it goes. Ownership groups own local affiliates when it comes to TV stations, so to speak. So thanks for jumping in and letting us know from those comments. You can like, subscribe, share the show, let people know what's going on. We will, in these days ahead, as we're working through technical standpoints, be back on Facebook and X and maybe a couple other spots. We'll figure that out. Just want to make sure that people all over the St. Louis metropolitan area get what we're talking. You pick up what we're laying down. Also today, besides the show that comes up after ours, Hot Take Central with Cam and Jim, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, Grant Salzman, who's sitting with me, does, I guess, my favorite show in the entire network. It's called the MIZSTL Show. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 10 to 11 o'clock, all things Mizzou, all things in those shows. And on Mondays, I join Grant for that show, Mondays from 10 to 11 o'clock. Mizzou interviews right now, big listening and watching when it comes to Mizzou football because so much is going on there. There's a lot of excitement there, but the basketball team quietly and not so quietly putting together the best 2026 class in the country. Yeah, the amount of talent that's at Mizzou from a basketball standpoint, amazing. I mean, here's the thing. They're getting the Ferraris. They're getting the Lamborghinis. They're getting the top-notch Porsches. They're parking them. Dennis Gates has this big fancy garage with all these fancy cars sitting in them. Now he's got to go drive them. Now we're going to see what kind of performance these cars have. We'll see how good they look, but somebody's got to go drive them. Somebody's got to operate them, and it's got to be Dennis Gates because this looks really, really good right now. And we'll see. We don't have tournament success in the last couple of years with Mr. Gates yet, but my gosh, the kids that are being brought in, not only is the football team one of the best in America right now, and I'm not going overboard when I say that, when you look at the program and what the program has done the last 2.5 years, but the basketball program is now stepping up. Great time to be a Tiger sports fan. Love it. And Mizzou's volleyball team's doing well. I think they're still ranked.
They're still ranked. I think they're 23rd.
Yeah, so I watched them one night recently. I'm trying to remember who they were playing.
Probably Stanford when they were on ESPN. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they hung tight at the beginning of the game.
They had a set that went like 35-33. That was crazy.
And they lost it.
That
was the key of
Then they won the next one somehow.
But it just goes to show they can play with anybody as well. Okay. All St. Louis all the time. Things that are happening throughout the Lou when it comes to St. Louis. Lots of talk. Asking you shall receive. Literally, I was just talking with Cam Jansen. He's like, what are you talking about? So we were talking about some political things and Kimmel and some of the things that can happen. And I asked him the question. I said, are the Blues really, in your humble opinion, a team that could make a Stanley Cup run? Because I don't want our fan base, because we don't have anything else right now. We're so looking forward to and we are such a hockey city of fans. I didn't want us to overdo it and set expectations so high that if they come out that Monty and the boys are not, quote, meeting these expectations. And Cam said, Vic, I think they're going to compete very, very well. I'm like, but they have a tough division with damn good teams. And he's like, I know. He's like, but they're going to be better than they were last year. And he's like, the young talent is really good. He's like, we may not have that Connor McDavid out there or stars of such, but there's a lot of really good young talent. I'm like, okay, that gets me excited.
Fair enough.
I just get worried that where our expectations are too high. And if Army's in charge of putting this team together, you have to trust him. And then I told Kim, of course, a friend of mine from Detroit, I used to cover Red Wings hockey years ago when they won Stanley Cups. And I don't know if he wants me to get, he loves him. Dr. Tony Colucci, Red Wings team doctor, I'll say it. He's like, I hope you realize that what Army does in St. Louis, he's the best in the NHL. And this is coming from a Detroit Red Wings fan, a guy who is employed by the Red Wings, takes care of the Red Wings players. He's like, you have the best in St. Louis. Appreciate it because it may not seem like it, but what is being done and what has been done by Army is second to none. So I was like, all right, I'll appreciate it as a Blues fan. I was just keeping my expectations tempered when it came to this team because I know how good they could be. We saw them playing last year. I just want them to stay healthy. And then, of course, now you see them coming out of the gate. And all of St. Louis is really, I mean, come on, you know it, Grant. St. Louis sports fan, if you like hockey, I mean, we're
fired up.
We're not hoping for them to do well. We're expecting them to do well because we need something good to cheer for. We really do. I mean, Cardinals were, St. Louis City, But what else? I mean, Billiken basketball was kind of,
They're going to be good this year.
They are. Mizzou football, that's good, but, still an hour and a half away. Illini fans in the St. Louis area were hoping for football and they got destroyed. So that kind of, the air out of that balloon went.
Go Trojans this weekend.
Listen to you. And then now, wait a minute. Where is that game?
Champaign.
Okay. I expect a big rebound. I do for Illinois.
They're
so
7-point underdogs.
I know. It's because of what happened last week. Bettors think that the Illini were exposed. I'll wait and see. I'm not ready to give up on the Illini yet, even though that was terrible. They shouldn't be ranked nowhere. They shouldn't even be considered to be ranked after that. Anybody that knows anything about college football knows they shouldn't be ranked, but it is what it is. Hey, we cover St. Louis stories and things that are going around. I did like this one that I saw. 3 St. Louis, and it helps you when you look at colleges and where you're going and for what, but 3 St. Louis area colleges did improve their standing on the U.S. News best colleges list. Schools that were there: I'll just go down the rundown. I won't even tell you the schools. I'll just tell you where they were and then do it with the rankings. Okay. Right out of the gate, WashU
naturally
came in at number 20. That's big nationally. 20 out of 434 national universities that were ranked within their best colleges rankings. Okay, so that was number 20. For the universities rank, so they tied with Carnegie Mellon, Ann Arbor, of course, Michigan, and the University of Notre Dame. I don't know how you tie for 20, but allegedly they tied.
Okay,
at
interesting.
20. Three schools tying at 20. WashU tied at 21 last year. SLU rose 3 spots from last year to tie with 7 other schools. I don't know. At 102. I don't know how you have ties. I guess when it comes to percentage points,
maybe
when it comes out where they weren't doing it, just like how does each team grade out or how does each school grade out? Oh, what do you know? They tied the same. UMSL increased 2 spots to 242.
Good for UMSL.
Yeah, getting on the list, but that's not it. Other schools also jumping in there. You also saw Maryville University fell 17 spots to 283. So they fell. SIU Edwardsville also fell just 4 spots to 363.
Where's Missouri?
Yeah, and that's what I was looking at. I don't know if Mizzou is not listed, but they're not in here. I didn't know if they were just focusing on the schools in the general area, in the St. Louis area. So I'm looking.
Gotcha. In the article.
Yeah, in the article. So what I was doing, I was looking, and you might be able to find it. Best National Universities ranking with U.S. News and Report. I was going to try to find it. Number 1 was Princeton. MIT was 2, Harvard was 3, Stanford 4, Yale 5, University of Chicago 6. I know a kid that goes there says it's an amazing, amazing school university. Duke was 7, John Hopkins. See, a lot of them tied. Northwestern, John Hopkins, they're all tied at 7. Penn 7. Oh, and then it fast forwards to number 11. So you don't have a ranking like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You had 4.
Gotcha.
At 7. So that makes sense to me. And then the rankings from the time, or I guess the points that they had. Cornell was 12. I did find it.
It has that Mizzou is 109th.
Okay.
Among all universities.
All right. Not too bad. Thanks for helping me find that pretty quick. I mean, a lot of the Ivy League schools and so forth. U.S. News.
Ryan Bowman wants to know, where is SIU Carbondale? Because I know it's gone to hell since I left in 97.
I don't know where are the Salukis? Where's our Saluki faithful? Let me know.
Let's see where they're
I
at.
have no idea. Can you just type them in and it'll pop up? Did they make the list?
Let's see.
I don't know. I don't know. They
288th.
Okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all.
You can work with that, Salukis.
Yeah. So depending upon where you're going to school, what you're doing, if you do go, just go get your degree and then go kill it. Just get your degree. And it'll work. By the way, attendance at SIUE has gone dramatically up.
Oh yeah.
They're seeing the highest attendance they've ever had. And you know what? A lot of obviously, it might be a little cheaper. But they were crediting their NCAA basketball tournament appearance last year.
Interesting.
It put them on the map. And
even though they got killed by Houston.
Yeah, but they still got to go to the big dance. They got to celebrate that and they got to promote it. But think about this, even Mizzou, Grant, you and I are alums.
Yeah.
2006, 2007, when their football is reaching all-time highs, you're number 1 in country in football, attendance went up.
It helps.
Oh, it does. And guess what? Attendance at Mizzou is going back up. SEC, football, doing well. A lot of good attendance going back up at the University of Missouri. They coincide. Look at Alabama. Alabama had an incredible football run. All these kids, and kids from St. Louis like to go south if they can, if it works out. There's a lot of, I've never understood it, but there's a lot of kids from the St. Louis metro area that like I'm going to go to TCU. I'm going to South Carolina.
Ole Miss is a big
I'm
one.
going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss has been there even since when I was in high school.
To be fair, Ole Miss is not as far away as you would think.
Clemson. The Indianas was always there, and I might be missing one, but yeah, going away. There are a lot of people that go to. I think going to Mizzou. It's a great freaking. And some kids just want to get away. I want to go to college with kids that I know, and it's totally fair. But I'm telling you, it's a great university to go to, especially if you're not trying to specialize in something what another school is better at for what you want to do to life. It's just a great. It's
if you do what I did, it's the best in the country for journalism.
I think that's journalism. I followed that path to myself. I get it.
Oh, you did? You did?
I didn't
get a journalism degree
until graduate.
Gotcha.
You know what my undergraduate was, don't you?
I don't.
Football.
That's
what I tell people, and it's even more so now.
Student's the first and the student athlete, right?
Yeah, there's no such thing as student athlete anymore. It's called athlete with NIL. Let's just be real about it.
Athlete with some classes.
That's exactly
whatever the minimum is.
And I'm not trying to be stupid, but it's called SE, stay eligible. No, there's a lot of smart kids and student athletes that are using the degrees as they should.
Oh, yeah.
And it should be from that standpoint. So I thought it was interesting to jump in the rankings from that standpoint. Appreciate you guys jumping in. Also, something I talked about early in the show today, and I cannot believe that this is actually happening. And I don't know what the percentage of it is, but it might be quite higher than what we think, especially when you consider that Missouri is sixth, or at least at the end of 2023, sixth in the country in uninsured drivers. Almost 21% of Missouri drivers at the end of 2023 were uninsured, which leads into the story. And it was a story that the local Fox did. And I thought it was a pretty good story. A sting, if you will, on the lookout for drivers who are driving with fake plates. Not just expired, quote, tags, but buying fake plates online and utilizing them as real plates. Now, this got me thinking, because there are these cameras that can look at your plates and see if they're valid or not. But they literally, the crew that was out, found a motorcycle that said quiet. Then they spotted another plate on a Ford car that said quiet. That one was from Texas. And they were not legal because there was also another quiet that's registered to a Nissan sports car. So working in conjunction with police. People are literally buying fake plates. I don't get the personalized plate. It's like you're going to go the extra mile to make it personalized, to really make it
and
look
fake.
And fake. They caught up with one of the drivers, and the woman said, "You better get away from here. I'm getting my boyfriend." It's like, okay, I get it. But police say that it's definitely happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Maybe if you're listening in another part of the country, it's happening there as well. But fake plates. And if you haven't been following the news, very soon, starting in 2026, I think the first quarter of 2027, temporary tags will no longer be a thing in the state of Missouri. You buy a car, you pay for everything right there.
Glenn Thompson wants to know what led the two of you to journalism.
I didn't have anything else to do. Literally. I mean, Grant is this super student. He's got a career. I'm going, damn, these people asking me questions are dumb. Literally, it was that. I was playing football, and I'm like, what are they asking? Why are they asking this? I have a brain. I'm like, what should I do? And people are like, why don't you do it? So I did internships. I started taking some classes. I was doing interdisciplinary studies as my minor. I graduated on time. So I'm like, I have this 5th year. I'm playing football. I've graduated already. What am I going to do with my 5th year playing football? It's like, oh, let's go do journalism grad school.
Perfect.
And there's nothing more useless than a graduate degree in journalism. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
There's really no difference between the graduate and the undergraduate.
Stupid. But I had to be in school. I had to take 9 hours. So I went and did that. So that's what led me to it. Really stupid. Just a story like that. Yours is probably different. I was watching Joe Buck, Bob Costas as a young kid.
No, I just knew I wasn't good enough to play sports. I wanted to be, an MLB player, NFL, whatever. but wasn't good enough. So I knew that I wanted to do sports for my life, and sports journalism was the way to do that.
Yeah, but you ask good questions.
Oh, thank you, Vic.
And I've given you compliments off air besides this conversation. And I've heard this conversation come up before.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have played sports, or you don't have to have been good at sports or played at some level to be able to be a top-notch sports entertainer, reporter, whatever.
I do think playing...
And that came up recently on ESPN with Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of BS on Ryan Clark's part. You don't have to have been some athlete to be a top-notch broadcaster. That is a bunch of BS.
I do think man, woman, whatever, if you're in football, baseball, male sport, female sport, I think having like playing at some type of level in your life and understanding how a sport works or a locker room works or something like that is helpful. But like Mina Kimes is awesome and she's amazing and she never played football.
Yeah, she shocked me. I did when I first started watching. I was like, oh, she's pretty good. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even more difficult for women. Not even close how difficult it is for them. So, yeah, you just never know where our show's going to go in the morning. We let you guys kind of dictate. Thank you for the question. We have a rundown of topics and stories, and there's always a lot, well, for the most part, of topics and things that are going on throughout the St. Louis area. We try to jump them in, get going. One of the other things real quick before we get out of here that I wanted to get in, because I did at the beginning of the show and not everybody's here for full 2 hours. St. Louis tourism in 2025 was up, but the outlook for 2026 does not look very good, according to Explore St. Louis, because of conventions. And this is something that we've been talking about for a couple of years. Somehow, some way, you've got to build the infrastructure. Perception is reality when it comes to safety. Many people feel safe in the city of St. Louis, but if there's one bad story or people arguing or one thing happens, that can get compounded. And then you have businesses that may leave. I hate to see it, because I think Explore St. Louis does a really good job. Brad Dean was the guy giving the article. So just very, very grateful for the success we've had in St. Louis, but somehow, some way, got to find a way to make things better from that standpoint. So we got to get out of here. I'm telling you, it's the fastest 2 hours. The fastest 2 hours right here in the morning, 6 to 8, at least in St. Louis. 6 to 8. The Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Grant Salzman, thank you, buddy. Appreciate spending time with you. I'm Vic Faust. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam and Jim coming up next.
Find your thrill around every corner.